Theory Test Level 6. This is question number 7 that we are working. It's got this practice stuff at the top that clearly your test won't have, but it's not covering up anything particularly important, all right? We're going to write the top number of the time signature in each measure below. It gives us this bank of options. Each time signature will be used only once. So once you use one, you can feel free to cross through it so that your eye doesn't get distracted. Now notice we're going to be doing for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 measures. However, our options 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it is not process of elimination, okay? You have to really know how to count these at this point. Also, a tip that will help you, the bottom number is given, and so that can exclude, like you're not looking at 3, 8 if the bottom number is 4, obviously. So you can use those things to really think about it. I know that these tests are not anything like the tests that you guys have in school these days, but just do your best and try to process the information that you've been given, all right? So there are little clues like that bottom number throughout these tests. All right, so the first thing we need to determine then is by what we're counting. So if the 4 is given, that means that we're counting by quarters, right? If the 8 is given, that means that we're counting by eighth notes. That means in this example, the quarter note is worth 1, and in this example, the eighth note is worth 1, all right? Now, we would just count them out. Here's 1, and that one's 1, and these are worth 1, and all of that is worth 1, and the eighth and the eighth is worth 1. So how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a thing, and it's in your list. And then you write the 5 on the staff, like that, okay? I apologize, that 5 seems kind of light in this video recording. Maybe I'll be able to darken it up later, okay? All right, so we're counting by quarter notes are worth 1 beat again. So here we have 1, 4/16 equal 1 quarter, right? Because 4/16 are equal to 2 eighths, and 2 eighths are equal to 1 quarter. So we just keep narrowing it down. So these are all worth 1. 2 eighths are worth 1. This is fancy. But we've got an eighth and 2/16. So 2/16 equals an eighth. 2 eighths equal 1 quarter. We're counting by quarters. There's another quarter. There's another quarter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's in our list. Cross through it. Okay, gonna move this down just a little bit. You might say, hey, I'm pretty sure that the location that she's doing this in has changed. And you're correct. I go back and forth from my desk to the studio. Any free time that I had to record these, I took. So if the lighting or things change, then don't be alarmed. Just study along. I have to do them in between all of the other things. All right, we're counting quarters again. So eighth plus 2/16, which equals an eighth. So this is all worth 1 quarter, and this is worth 1 quarter. 1, 2. Now, I will say, never just do it and, like, it may not be over here, so that would be a great double check, wouldn't it? Don't just be like, hey, 2, 4 time, and then never cross it out up here or look to see if that was actually an acceptable answer. Always double check, all right? Now, in this one's case, we're counting by eighths being equal to 1. So there's 1 eighth. 2/16 equal 1 eighth. There's 1 eighth. There's 1 eighth. There's an eighth, and there's an eighth. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eighths. But now we have a problem. Like I said, there isn't a 6/8 over here. Let me reevaluate. That is very interesting. I think this is a misprint on this test. I'm going to say that this is 6/8. All right. And if this happened on your test, all right, star it, call over your monitor, and tell them you think this is wrong. Sometimes when they print the tests, there is something that's incorrect on a couple of them each year, and they will send out and they will tell us to tell you. And so that may have happened on this level test, and I just don't have that notice attached to the test, because that's really what this one is supposed to be. So always call over a monitor. We will make a note. We will tell the state if something like that comes up. All right. We're going to move on to this one. We're back to counting in fours. So 1/8, 2/8 equals 1/4, 2/4, woo, and that one's worth 2/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 4 time. Okay? So again, we're all human beings. We make mistakes, and sometimes the tests are printed with errors. So keep that in mind. Always call somebody over if you have something like that happen.